The Middle East is standing at the edge, and the language coming out of Tehran, it is no longer diplomatic. It is direct, it is threatening, and it is meant to be heard in Washington. Iran has issued a clear warning to the US President Donald Trump. If Iran is attacked, American military bases will be hit too. US warships will be targeted. Allies sheltering the US forces will also be in danger. Now, this is not a vague threat. It is a ballistic missile warning. You're watching TimesXP. It's me, Dhritiyatri. Well, the message came from Iran's defense minister, and that timing, it's very important. Because at the very same time, reports suggest that the US military is preparing what is being described as the final plan. A plan focused on Iran's leadership, a plan designed to break the regime's command structure. When officials talk about final plan, they are talking about coordinated action. They are talking about military pressure, cyber operation, economic war, psychological warfare. Not just bombs, not just missiles, but a full spectrum strategy here. Washington says that diplomacy is still the priority here. The White House insists talks remain possible, but behind the scenes, options are being reviewed and they are being redefined. This is what happens when patience run thin. And in the meantime, Iran is under pressure from inside. The country is facing one of its biggest protest moments in years. Demonstrations have spread across cities, security forces are clashing with civilians, hundreds are reported dead. In fact, the internet has been cut, information is being controlled, fear is rising. This internal unrest changes everything. History shows that when regime feels threatened at home, they become more aggressive abroad. External enemies, they become useful. Nationalism is amplified. Escalation becomes tempting. Now add Israel to this equation. Israel is watching closely. Israeli forces remain on high alert. Any strike on Iran could trigger a response, including Hezbollah, militia in Iraq, and across Syria too. This would not stay silent, this would spread. Iran's warning, it is calculated, it is meant to deter, it is meant to raise the cost of the action here by naming the US bases and warships. Tehran is reminding Washington of the price of confrontation here. But here's the danger, ladies and gentlemen. When threats become public, when plans become visible, when emotions replace the restraint, one mistake can start a war nobody fully controls. This is no longer just about Iran and the US. This is about the entire Middle East.